Alright guys, here we are with Chapter 6, Lesson 1. We're also going to be doing Lesson 2. We're going to do the whole chapter actually. There's 3 lessons in this chapter. In this chapter, I'm going to say this much. And we'll start. Okay. This chapter is really interesting. Now, as I was saying, hold on. So we're going to talk about the U.S. Otis Mission Control first. And this is over Weirton Medical Center, all of this, okay? Some of it may be off topic, but I'll explain it. Wherever the space station will lead on is what we're going to be learning about in Lesson 1. What will lead on at Weirton Medical Center, which is the U.S. Otis Mission Control right here. We're not going to do this building down here, but it has Schindler in it. Okay? So let me try something here. Hello, hello, hello. He left. I'm trying to get a hold of Jonathan. So once he joins us, we will start. Okay. How do we do our lessons here? All 3 of them. I want to go over what's going to be going on the rest of the week. We have to start without him. Okay, so while we're waiting for Jonathan, we're going to learn about the Weirton Medical Center, which is the U.S. Otis Mission Control. And we're going to talk about the 2 teams that are in the U.S. Otis Mission Control. So this place ain't just an ordinary hospital in Weirton, West Virginia. Weirton Medical Center is where the U.S. Otis Mission Control is, as we already know. You're going to learn about the U.S. Otis Mission Control and learn about the brave freight elevators and dumbwaiters that went up into elevator space to fight for our elevator freedom in this chapter. What our freight elevators and dumbwaiters did for our elevator freedom when they were in elevator space in 2005, in June of 2005 to November of 2008, it was so amazing. And there are many ways to describe it as amazing. Oh. Okay. And we're going to talk about it right now. So let's get right on with this mission until we can be mission accomplished at Lesson 3. And no, we're not taking a space trip. It's not like I'm going to say, okay, we're going to Mars. Because no way. We are not going to Mars. Because for one, we don't have a Mars transfer vehicle. And number 2, Mars is 6 months away from us. If not 8 months. Okay, so we're not doing it. Okay, so there's 2 parts. There's 2 teams at the U.S. Otis Mission Control. The first team is called Team Passon 190. Okay? This is a team of elevators that they are in charge of the U.S. Otis Mission Control. It also approves applications from any freight elevator or dumbwaiter that chooses to go into elevator space. So, elevator or dumbwaiter gives their application. They call the mission control. And somebody sends them an application. And then they send in the application. They send the application when they're done to the U.S. Otis Mission Control. Okay? Then they'll make a phone call for them to come be interviewed at Weirton Medical Center in Weirton, West Virginia. Then if they pass the interview, okay, after they hand in the application, for going into elevator space. 30 months is a long time, but it takes a lot. It takes a lot to go into elevator space. Okay, I'm not going to get into before you go, but it takes 30 months just to be able to go up into elevator space. It's the oh, 1 second, guys. We're doing number 5, it seems. There we go. Anyways, if the elevator doesn't pass the interview after handing in the application, which means it fails the interview, then that elevator will be asked to fill in another application until the application is approved from Team Passon 190. So it keeps filling. They don't only say, "Okay, I'm sorry, but you didn't get a part of the mission." So that elevator just keeps filling in applications. Okay, they have to put down the right stuff on the application. Okay, and they have to do the right things in the interview. They just keep doing it until they get it. They do have rooms in that place. Okay, stay out overnight before they go into elevator space. Okay, so but we're not going to talk about it right now. Though we'll talk about it some other time. Anything we don't talk about now, we'll get to in the future before we get done with our school year. Trust me. Okay, let's take a look at some pictures of Team Passon 190 now. So there's Team Passon 190. Jonathan. Oh, he keeps hanging up. So thumbs up for Team Passon 190. Those are the elevators of Weirton Medical Center. They're also known for Team Passon 190. So they're Otis. They're Otis. They were modernized. Jonathan, why do you keep hanging up? They're Otis. Jonathan, listen. Why do you keep hanging up? Hello? Well, that's odd. These are Otis. They were installed in the 1970s. They were modernized in the late 1980s, early 1990s, or somewhere in the 90s. As you can see, they don't go to the third floor. We'll talk about why they don't serve the third floor in a minute. So there they are. Now we're going to talk about the next team of elevators. That was Team Passon 190. The difference between Team Passon 190 and Team Servan 390 is this is the team of elevators that are in charge of providing health care for the freight elevators and dumper space. Okay? So they manage these freight elevators and dumbwaiters that go into elevator space. They manage their health care. Okay? And it takes a lot to manage your health care. We're not going to get into it, though, obviously. In charge of providing health care. They take care of the freight elevators and dumbwaiters that are in elevator space. They manage your health care while they're there. They're also in charge of launching the special elevator aircrafts into elevator space. So when it's time for a freight elevator dumbwaiter to be launched into outer space for their mission, they're in charge of launching the aircrafts, okay? Any way must receive a physical before going to the aircraft holding area. Freight elevators and dumbwaiters are security checked before going to the aircraft. They must receive before going to elevator space. A security checks involves any metal that the elevator has, Well, there's a lot of metal. Any dangerous item, this is more important than the metal. Medicine or physical steps in the elevator doctor that gave the freight elevator dumbwaiter the physical. If the freight elevator dumbwaiter just sneaks to where the security guard is that checks them at the security check and they don't have the physical slip, heading back to the place, to the exam room to get their physical. Guess what? They're not going to elevator space because it's urgent. It's mandatory to have an elevator physical to make sure you're okay before you go to elevator space. Because you don't want to make sure, you don't want anything to happen while you're up there. Okay, so that's why you have to have a physical. Okay. Now we'll talk about the dumbwaiters and elevator here as I went into space. In lesson 2. So here are the elevators. Elevators, eh? Well, they're typical. They serve the 3rd floor. As you can see, you probably noticed that they serve the 3rd floor. I don't know why the passenger don't serve the 3rd floor. Maybe they didn't have enough room. The bank of 4. Cabs are updated. So, and L's the exit. One's for the cafeterias. Okay, here are questions. Notice that Team Passenger 190 has no access to the 3rd floor and Team 7390 does. Why? This is because the 3rd floor is where the janitorial area is, along with the U.S. Otis Mission Control's President's office. So the President's office is up there, and so is the janitorial area for the hospital. And we're not going to talk about that right now. Like I said, anything we don't talk about now, we'll talk about in the future. How is Team Passenger 190 different than Team Servin 390? Well, Team Passenger 190 the applications, and Team Servin 390 are the ones to provide healthcare. So there's the difference. And then you notice that both the passenger and service cars have had a modernization in the late 1980s, like I just said, or in the 90s. And also the cabs have been updated in the service cars, as you may have noticed in 2014. Door recladding on the 1st floor, which means that the doors are replaced on the 1st floor. It used to be black. Hello. How are you?
Doing good.
It's good.
How are you? You're on.
Anyways.
Oh, yes.
So they used to have black and white doors. Then they put in stainless steel in 2014. So that's something else. All right. So what did you guys think about the U.S. Otis Mission Control? Do you think the U.S. Otis Mission Control has a really big job managing all the freight elevators and dumbwaiters that are in elevator space? Are you kidding me? They do. And I even have a map of Weird West Virginia, and that hospital's on there. I can't show it though because obviously you guys can't see it from the live stream. But it's up there. It says Weird Medical on the top of it. There's like 2 doctors standing by it. I'll do that. We'll show you guys that another time. So, yeah, it takes a lot. They do have a big job managing all the freight elevators and dumbwaiters that are in elevator space. Wait until you see how hard it is being in elevator space in lesson 2. You will be shocked. Okay, so what's the main idea of this lesson? Well, the main idea of the lesson is about the U.S. Otis Mission Control. Team Passenger 190 and Team Servin 390. Okay, don't get them mixed up on how they're different. Don't get them mixed up, okay? One provides and one approves. So what do we learn from this lesson? Well, we learned about Team Servin and Team Passenger 90. 190 and 390. So now we're going to blast off in outer space. And we're going to talk about the dumbwaiters and freight elevators that served in the U.S. ES war in 2005. Here we go. And guys, let me tell you guys something. Obviously, because I was telling Jonathan earlier, and I told you guys earlier too, that it takes about 6 to 8 months just to get to Mars. It's far. I'm telling you, Mars is far. I wonder how long it takes to get to the moon. Well, if we were to ask Neil Armstrong, he's dead now. And obviously, but oh, we're gonna get to this later. You guys, we have some pretty neat stuff coming up. Let's get into lesson 2. And we're gonna talk about something really interesting. Okay, an elevator space hero. Chapter 6, we're at Medical Center. Air or no air serving? U.S. Mission Control. You ever wonder what it's like when a freight elevator or dumbwaiter is up in elevator space? Well, you should have saw when the USCS was taking place. At the time when the USCS was taking place, in June of 2005, it was madness. There were several Asian, British, and Chinese freight elevators trying to bomb freight elevators in Canada and dumbwaiters in Australia. How crucial. The war was set off when a group of Asian, British, and Chinese elevator rulers came together to talk about a plan to destroy freight elevators in Canada and dumbwaiters in Australia because of cargo meters. What are cargo meters? They are spaces taken between an elevator's territory. Now, the Asian, British, and Chinese elevator rulers believed there was too much space blocking these freight elevators and dumbwaiters. Elevators or dumbwaiters didn't care that they had too much space around them. So they had a lot of space. They had too much blocking them, and they didn't really care. The space they had around them was actually protection. You never know. But these Asian, British, and Chinese elevator rulers believe that this was too much space blocking these freight elevators. So it's actually protection, believe it or not. In June of 2005, the U.S. Elevator Congress saw that a group of Asian elevator terrorists were sent from the Asian, British, and Chinese elevator rulers to place heat-crackered bombs on freight elevator and dumbwaiter properties in Canada and Australia. So, what happens then? On June 3rd, 2005, the USCS is born at 5 o'clock in the morning. Okay. And this was a battle against the Asian elevator terrorists and Otis and Dover freight elevators on the United States and dumbwaiters in the United States. I don't know about freight from North America, from Canada or Australia, but this was a battle against the Asian elevator terrorists and Otis and Dover freight elevators in the U.S. and dumbwaiters in the U.S. The group of Asian, British, and Chinese elevators, freight elevators, and dumbwaiters a chance. But if they would lose in the war, they wouldn't stand for long. The war lasts, well, they wouldn't stand for long because if they didn't win this war, those heat-crackered bombs would go. That'll be the end for the elevators. The war lasted until November of 2005. So it went from June 1st of 2005 to November of 2005. So obviously, how many months would that have been? August. That had been about 5 months of the war. Okay? The war lasted 5 months. At this time, over 300 freight elevators and about 585 dumbwaiters took part in this war, and they were all from the U.S. More dumbwaiters took part in this war than freight elevators. And I don't know, but we'll find out why, too. The freight elevators actually had more power than the dumbwaiters because the freight elevators had a strong force against their bottom, and the dumbwaiters didn't. So, let's see here. So the freight elevators, who were in groups of 5, were battling against 400 Asian elevator terrorists. So they were in a group of 5, okay, and it actually worked out, and we'll find out why here in a little bit. After 2 months of being in war, over 95 freight elevators left this war. So they were like, okay, I'm getting tired of sitting here all day battling against these Asian elevator terrorists. And it seems hard because there are many of us who are being shot and killed or injured. And I don't want to be one of them, so I'm out of here. So that's what they're like. Over 95 of them left. And this left about 205 freight elevators left in the war. Well, over 245 dumbwaiters. Now, here are the ones that really had to worry. The dumbwaiters had to worry more because they didn't have any strong force like the freight elevators did, because dumbwaiters are smaller than freight elevators. And this has 345 dumbwaiters. Okay? So there are more dumbwaiters than there were with freight elevators. And obviously I don't know why. But it's strange. But how did the dumbwaiters survive? We'll find out. By the time this war ended, there were over 100 freight elevators and 80 dumbwaiters that were killed or injured. And this left only 105 freight elevators unharmed or killed, and 265 dumbwaiters unharmed or killed as well. Now we're going to talk about the heroes of the day. Now here's 4 heroes of the day. All right. Now, although there were 105 freight elevators and 255 dumbwaiters that were unharmed or killed, they had protection against themselves. How? Well, there were 2 freight elevators and 2 dumbwaiters that requested, when the war started, that all the freight elevators and dumbwaiters should be in a group of 5. The group of 5, okay, here it comes. The group of 5 was a heroic move because most of the freight elevators and dumbwaiters were unharmed or killed in this special way. They were all separated out. There were freight elevators over here. There were dumbwaiters over there. Freight elevators, they were all in a group of 5. All 400 of them. Or excuse me, how many did I say there were? Ah, yes. 300 and 585. So altogether, there were so what's 300 plus 585? Here. 885 for taking part in this war. Okay. The 2 freight elevators and 2 dumbwaiters will be shown on the next page. Now we're going to talk a little bit about them. Here they are. Oh, we know this one. We know that one. We know this one. I mean, we know all these ones. Let's talk about them. The first one we know is Galley. Hero when serving in the USCS war. Galley was born on April 15th of 1966 in Steubenville, Ohio. Galley lived a lonesome life as his parents both passed away out of old age on 5/9/1971. And this was tough because Galley was only 5 years old when they passed away. What happened? And nobody knows why. But Galley lived lonesome, okay? Those years on his own. And this was tough for him because he had to have so much help from other people, okay? And he had trouble sleeping at night. And this was so tough. Hello? Anybody there? But when Galley was 9 in 1975, he was adopted by a local freight elevator foster mission, which meant now Galley isn't as lonesome as he was before. Okay, he is now living with his foster parents at the age of 9. Adopted though, like I said, Galley lived alone, and it was hard to do certain things, especially getting to school. Somebody had to take Galley to school every day, and it was tough. Okay, Galley lived a tough life until he was like 9 years old. Okay, and then Galley graduated high school in 1984. Hello? Okay. Then in 1986, at the age of 20, Galley bought his own house and started living his own life. So Galley then becomes independent. He learns how to live a full life on his own house. This is called self-independence. So on 5/7/2004, now here's where things get sad. Things get sad for Galley. So Galley was living an independent life ever since 1984. But then Galley had to get more help. As of when Galley, on 5/7/2004, when Galley was 38, Galley became very ill and weak after a long night of being in his house with no air conditioning in a hot environment. So the air conditioner blew out for a night of being hot and nearly died. Okay. On the morning of 5/10/2004, Galley had an oil leak, stroke, and became deathly sick. In the speed of lightning, Galley was by elevator ambulance to the UPMC elevator center and was sent to surgery. After having surgery on the morning of 5/11/2004, when Galley awakens, he doesn't remember anything that happened before. So he doesn't remember having surgery. He doesn't remember having a oil stroke. He doesn't remember anything that happened before. Okay? But after being in the hospital for 10 days, Galley is told that he had a oil leak stroke and became deathly sick. His doctor tells him this, and then he remembers what happens before waking up in the recovery room.
Good, buddy. You gotta eat these because they're good for you after you ate that junky beef sandwich. I gotta wash your hair tonight.
Obviously, nobody wants to join me. 2008, when Galley has all these tests and stuff. Mostly in 2008 here. On June 19th of 2008, Galley has a diagnostic text over his hydraulic oil. And Galley is given a phone call on 6/20 of 2008. It's a day after he has his diagnostic text to only find out one terrible. Galley has oil cancer. And ever since Galley found out that he had oil cancer, he's become desperate and didn't know how long he would survive. Okay? I'm trying to go back here. Anyways, while we're waiting for Jonathan, Galley didn't know how long he would live. You know, if he lived for another hour, another minute, or another day or two. Galley didn't really know. On April 15, 2016, on April 16th, all of Galley's friends, including our elevator president of Ohio, threw a surprise party for Galley. And this was one of the last birthdays that Galley would ever celebrate. 50th birthday. Galley has felt joy inside of him ever since this day of I felt that again. So Galley doesn't feel so much depressed now after having a surprise party for him. Now, here's where things get really sad. In the morning, when Galley wakes up on 9/17 of 2016, which was just last September, when Galley wakes up, when Galley wakes, Galley, sorry about that. He wakes up at home and feels sharp pains in his hydraulic oil and quickly picks up his phone to dial 911. So he feels all these sharp pains in his hydraulic oil and picks up the phone. He reaches for his phone, but just as he reaches for his phone, you know what happens? Galley reaches for his phone and dies. of an oil attack in bed. This boy reaches the phone to dial 911. And the sad thing is, nobody knew that he died. Nobody knew that he died. Okay? But on the afternoon of that same day, Ohio's elevator president arrives at the location. Okay? To only find out that Galley is dead. And this is when Ryan really becomes so desperate, because Galley and Ryan have been friends ever since he was 7 years old in 2008. You want to know what's even worse, sir? There's only one person knowing that Galley died. We know it's worse than that. Galley doesn't know. Only Ryan does. And there's no funeral service held for this elevator, because it would have been... Tara would have all of his elevator friends there. His funeral service. And watching me buried. It'd be a really tough thing. About Galley, he was a true freight elevator astronaut hero. Okay, here are the pictures. Ooh, Galley likes Frog You on a 3.5. That's nice. The radio station. What if we put that B there? I wonder if I put that G and B there. I don't know who put that there, though. And somebody put some Steelers stickers, as you can see, on Galley. I wonder who put all those Steelers stickers and that yellow and black tape on that door window. Harold. And that's freight elevator with security doors. Appealing. Well, that confuses security. You know how to tell the difference between Corion, Peely, and security. He's just not an ordinary. He's just Harold just isn't. Harold isn't just an ordinary freight elevator. Harold's a big helper for our freight elevator and dumbwaiter resources for our community. He provides resources for our freight elevators and dumbwaiters. He was born on 9/16 of 1968, just 2 years after Galley was born. And Harold is a brother of Galley. So, here's how Harold became a resource. Here's how Harold became a big helper for our freight elevator and dumbwaiter resources for our community. Harold's dad, which is the freight elevator shown on the picture page, was a resource worker for the OVERC, which stands for the High Valley Elevator Resource Company. And once a month, Harold's dad would take Harold with him to his workplace, and Harold would be interested by all the cool things that he saw at this factory. And then came to his mind that maybe one day he could do what his dad did. So, there he is. Now he's still a resource provider. Oh, I forgot to picture that freight elevator, by the way. An old freight elevator at the antique warehouse. I'll show you guys a picture of it. Time. So Harold graduated high school in 1986. And then after graduating high school, here's how he becomes a big help to our community. He attends a resource college at the age of 21 in 1989. Excuse me, Harold, not Callie. Oh my God. Harold went to college at the U of P Elevator Resources Institute and graduated in 1995. At the age of 27, he became a resource trainer at the OBRC. So he graduates college in 1995 after six years being in college, and resource trainer to OBERC. And a resource trainer is somebody who is in training to become a resource engineer. Okay? So now, going into the USCS war, Harold provides space weapons for those who are going up into space to serve for our elevator country. The weapons that Harold made were very powerful and were a lifesaver to those who survived. After the war was over in November of 2005, Harold was granted a special award for hero provider of the USCS war because what Harold provided for our freight elevators and dumbwaiters that either died or was unharmed or not killed was a life-saving move to defeating our Asian elevator terror. Okay? And still today, Harold provides resources for our elevator heroes that serve in any war, not just a space war. Let's take a look at pictures of Harold now. Oh, there we go. Harold. Have you guys ever seen a pit of a freight elevator before? Well, there you go. Well, that's a really big cylinder. Or big traveling cable. That's so neat, that pit. What do you guys think? You guys think that's cool? Cool. Okay, let me show you that that freight elevator's dad. Let's see. Oh, let me tell you guys something really quick. I know this is definitely off topic, but this is one of those elevators that nearly takes about a year to install. It started in January 2016. It got to permit in December 2015. It started in January 2016. I go today, and guess what? It's still this way. I think we all need to support this elevator installation. So we'll do that at the end. We're not going to do it now because obviously that would be changing the topic of our lesson. Okay, now we're going to get into our dumbwaiters that served in USCS. And our first one is Matati. Matati was born on 10/27/1992. And it's pretty famous for one thing. Matati was only 12 in June of 2005. He traveled to space and was in the USCS war. Believe it or not, at a young age, almost in 8th grade, he was a true survivor in space during the war. Because Matati was a very young elevator. It was the only dumbwaiter in the war. It was the only youngest, only. And he made a very strong move to protecting the dumbwaiters that did live. This is how the dumbwaiters survived. All of our dumbwaiters survived. The strong move he made was called shielding Matati No, Hottie. It was like a shield for protecting both the dumbwaiters and freight elevators. Although the Asian elevator terrorists weren't using the sword to fight, they were using powerful weapons. And Tottie's shield was forcing back the shot. So, picture it. A castle and a shield. Okay? Now this is not space. They were shooting like lasers at these shields. Okay? And since the shields are made of metal, any laser shot, go right at the plate, will be sent back. Because the plate had more power stopping the laser than anything else did. So yeah. I'm gonna be doing this, so if you want to join us later, then that's fine. I'll just Okay, so Matadi graduated high school in 2010. Not only presented a graduation award, but also presented a Teen High War award as well. Taking some time out of his 8th grade school year to fight for our elevator freedom. Now, talk about a good dumbwaiter teenager. Normally, dumbwaiter teens would be like, fighting with their dumbwaiter brother, dumbwaiter sister, but this one was a good dumbwaiter teenager. At the age of 21, Matadi attends an elevator culinary school in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. He's expected to graduate in July of 2017, which is this year, 4 months. His parents have always treated Matadi as if that was their only child, and guess what? That was their only child. He's always dreamed of being in the Army, as his grandfather was in the Army. And the saddest thing was, his grandfather passed away before Matadi was even born. Matadi never got to meet his grandfather because he passed away before he was even born. He dreamed of being in the Army. It seemed real interesting to him. So there he is. Now, who's ever seen a dumbwaiter like that before? It's actually a freight dumbwaiter because it goes on a loading dock. You need a key, obviously. I don't think the thing doesn't work. Let's see here. So there's Matadi. Harold Jr. Born the same day as Harold was born, is a true server and survivor of the USES war. Harold Jr. got interested in joining an army one day when learning an lesson in school back when he was in 6th grade in 1979. He graduated high school in May of 1986. The same month as Harold graduated. As Harold is his brother. They were both born the same day, and they graduated the same month and the same day as well. And they both took an interest in armies when they were young kids. Harold Jr. joined the USCS war and built protection against himself to protect him from being shot. So, he was like a knight, obviously, a dumb knight. A dumb knight. So he built protection against himself to protect him from being shot. And the protection he used was all solid metal. He had a helmet. He had plates all around him. There you go. There was his protection. He even had metal arms. So, same with Matadi. They both had shields. So as it says here, they both had shields were different. Because one was an armor, was a suit of armor, and the other one was just plates. There are your differences there. When Matadi graduated high school in 2010, all the dome waiters that served in the USCS were asked to attend the graduation ceremony, so they could be recognized for their service. And along with it, the freight elevators that served in the USCS were asked. I put school. Were asked to attend this graduation ceremony as well, not school. So they were asked to join to be recognized. This was because the dumbwaiter that was in the war was graduating on this day. And all the elevators, dumbwaiters that survived were asked to come. This was one of the longest graduation ceremonies for an elevator in history. And on the morning of 11/2/2012, this happened unexpected too. Nobody knows why it happened. Or wait, or no, I'm sorry. Nobody knew first that Harold Jr. had breast cancer until being diagnosed in May of 2011. Jr. dies of breast cancer at the UPMC Elevator Center Cancer Institute after suffering this disease since the summer of 2011. So he had this disease from June of 2011 until death in November of 2012 on the morning of November 2nd, which is on a Friday. He'll never be forgotten. So rest in peace, Harold Jr. There he is. Otis. Have some similarities. Harold and Harold Jr. have some similarities and differences. We're not going to explain those. We don't have time for that. All right, I guess we do. So what did you guys think about that? Was that pretty interesting, learning about all those elevator heroes that went up into space to serve for our elevator country, for our elevator freedom? I thought that was pretty cool. Hold on here. 1 second, guys. I'm going to make a call. So here were the four heroes. We had Galley, Harold, Batati, and Harold Jr. So if I give you guys comprehension, I don't care whatever order you guys put these in as long as you have the right people. Jonathan. Hold on. Jonathan, please join my call. We're waiting for you. Huh? Oh. Well, he'll join later. How is Harold different than Harold Jr.? Harold is bigger than Harold Jr. And Harold's a freight elevator, and Harold Jr. is a dumbwaiter. Traits, styles, and touches. Okay, so there's the differences. There's similarities. So they are Otis, has security doors, both born the same year. They both had interest in the Army, and they also graduated high school in May of 1986. They are both in the USCS. How many freight elevators and dumbwaiters were killed? How many freight elevators and dumbwaiters survived? Well, in total, how many freight elevators were killed? 100. There were about 180 of them that were killed, and there were about 100. Let's see here. there were about 370 of them that attended the graduation of May of 2010. So now we're coming to the end of lesson 2. So you may think that NTID we probably have heard about that before, goes outside, okay? But you may have not known it, but that freight elevator did serve in the USCS war, and it survived. We're not going to be talking about it right now, and I don't know who ever talked about it. I'll let you guys know what we're going to be doing in the future, trust me. So how's that for a real space elevator? That's a real space elevator. It goes into outer space. It doesn't go to a loading dock. It goes right into outer space. Okay? The service elevators at the Monroeville Mall are just plain freight elevators. They don't go to the outer space. They go outside. Don't be saying, "Oh, I'm going into outer space." No, you're not going in outer space. It will take an elevator 6 months to get to Mars. And I told Jonathan, it's going to the loading dock. But a real space elevator is going to outer space if it's going in an aircraft. Okay? Don't say the aircraft's loading dock. Pretty interesting, I think. And I hope you found it more interesting than I did. Please, all I'm asking you guys right now, any freight elevator, I don't care if it's a freight elevator you know or don't know. If you see any of those Dover or Otis freight elevators, anytime, okay, that were in the USCS war, you listening, Jonathan? You need to give them a really big heartful thanks for what they did for you in your elevator country during this time. Freight elevators, Otis and Dover, Canada and Australia wouldn't be here right now. And may God bless them all. Okay, so what's the main idea of this lesson? Well, we learned about the USCS war and the 4 brave heroes. That there were a lot of freight elevators that did die and a lot of freight elevators that didn't die. Uninjured. And what did we learn? Oh, wait. What did we learn? Okay, well, the main idea is heroes of the day. Okay, Jonathan, that's here, all right? Okay. All right. Whoa. Here comes Speedy and Afridi. George, if at 551, I expect you to join the live stream now. And chapter 6, lesson 2. And here it is. The fastest elevator in the whole road. Wow. Literally. Fastest elevators in the whole entire road. It's the High Regional Hospital. There will be no pictures. And in the speed of lightning. Lesson 3, chapter 6, Spirit Medical Center. The faster it gets, the faster your ears will pop. Speedy, located at 54 Main Street in Leominster, Massachusetts, was born in 1949. They say Speedy is one of the fastest elevators in the whole world. Literally, one of the fastest elevators in the whole entire world. Ever since Speedy was in kindergarten in 1954, Speedy loved to run in gym class. Speedy ran faster than any other elevator. You there, Jonathan? Let me try him again. Anyway, Speedy ran faster than any other elevator in his gym class. He was super fast. He had a lot of stamina, energy, and strength. Wow. That's cool. In fact, Speedy was one of the fastest runners in the whole district, maybe even the whole town. So there's Speedy. He's running really fast throughout the town, up and down the streets, in the gymnasium, in his own building where he lives. You know, he runs really, really fast. Okay, I wonder how fast he runs. Ha! Wrong. You may think Speedy is fast, but no, he wasn't. In fact, Speedy was one of the opposite of fast in the district and in the world too. Speedy graduated high school in 1967. Ever since Speedy graduated high school, Speedy became very ill for about a couple of months. So Jonathan, you think Speedy is fast, but guess what? Speedy is one of the slowest elevators in the whole world. Not one of the fastest, the slowest elevators in the whole world. After 2 months of being ill and wondered why he was ill and why he was so slow. Speedy's doctor need to go to a fitness doctor, so there goes Speedy to a fitness doctor. And when Speedy gets to this fitness doctor, Speedy only finds out one terrible thing from the fitness doctor. Spetty had speed cancer. This is one of the worst cancers ever that an elevator could ever face. With this cancer, an elevator becomes deathly sick. This elevator can't do as much as he wants to. He sits around. He doesn't get any exercise. He doesn't eat that well or drink that well. He has a shorter mind. And this is what speed cancer is. It's so sad. In May 1970, Speedy was requested to have a speederectomy. This is a special surgical procedure where an elevator is attached to a speedometer to measure its speed. See, Speedy spent 10 weeks in a hospital. But after being in the hospital for 10 weeks, here is Speedy now. George. Are you in a situation like this? Okay. But I'm going to say it to you now and to the rest of the elevator community that knew Speedy. And for those of you who think this is going to be funny, it's not funny at all. So please try and hold all of your tears. George, especially you. Now, on the evening of 12/3/16 at 9 p.m., just 4 hours after Ryan Reedy visited the UPMC facilities after 6 years, Speedy's family faces one of the worst obstacles in their life. This is one of the worst things that Speedy's family ever faced in their life, and they'll never forget it. This happened 3 months ago, and I am praying for the family every day. At 9 p.m., a paramedic shows up at their house. Jonathan.
Yeah.
You listening? Okay,
Yeah.
so Speedy's family is at home, and a paramedic shows up to give one terrible thing on December 3rd, 2016 at 9 p.m., just 4 hours after Ohio's elevator president visited UPMC after 6 years. This is one of the worst things they ever faced. Speedy and George, I'm so sorry about this. It's worse than Speedy passing away of speed cancer. A terrible disease. I'm so sorry for you. Your prayers will be with me as well. No more Meredith, or Otis, whatever you want to call it. Sabatelli. Speedy, may you happily rest in peace forever. You're in a better place now. It's to be worse for this Speedy's family, like I just said. Rain in their eyes. It was raining inside their eyes. And their eyes were on fire for a long period of time, which means they were crying for so long, and their eyes were like burning. They were crying for so long because of Speedy's death. So this is he was treated long-term care ever since he was 30 in 1979. Given to him long-term care, and it was sad. It was sad how Speedy lived. But George, aka George for 551, I'll keep you in for your prayers. I'll keep Speedy's family in prayers as well. I'm sorry this had to happen. He died too. It was tough for me, but I found ways to be calm about it and not feel so much stress. But again, for those of Speedy's family and Georgie for 551, I am so sorry about this. It's tough. The memorial service is going to be held on Friday, this Friday. Now, so we're all going to go to it. I want everyone on their best behavior, wear something nice. Also on Friday, we're going to be those are my photos. This is a little reminder. We're going to be doing Friday. On Friday. So we're done with chapter 6 as of now. We will be doing we're not going to do anything Friday probably. Or oh no, it's on Saturday, my bad. So we're going to it Saturday. I'll explain what we're going to be doing when we go there. For the Robinson Baltimore, since we're already done with this. I did the overview. So we'll be attending the funeral service on Saturday. Okay, so what have we learned in this lesson? We learned about Speedy and how stressful it was when he died. It was stressful on it was like put a lot of stress on this thing. And then now it's pal, if George for 501, if you're watching this live stream right now, I feel so sorry for you. I know Speedy was a good friend. Okay? It's tough. When somebody dies, it's really tough. When the loss of something, it can be really stressful. Depression, grieving process, it's depression. All kinds of stuff's going on. You feel a lot of feelings for that person who died, or as I say, you lost a job, a person, your animal, your pet dog that died. It's hard. Okay, well, the main idea is managing stress on Speedy. Okay, so that's the main idea: stress on Speedy's family. All right, guys, we are done with chapter 6. Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. So now, here's some cool elevators at the MAR. Chapter 7. I think we all know what the MAR, M-A-R, stands for, but I'm not going to say it, though. I want you guys to try and say it. We're going to go to the mall tomorrow, probably. Okay? We're going to learn about some really cool elevators there. Okay, guys, we're done for tonight. Our mission is accomplished. We're home. We're now returning back to planet Earth. Okay? What did you guys think about that mission? Was that a fun mission? This is how you save a PowerPoint, by the way. That's finished. One of those stories, too, from the Sesame stories. Probably at some point in April, maybe. Let me check the chat window really quick, and I'll probably have to go. Nobody said anything. Let's see here. One like. Hi guys. Okay, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little space station. Thanks for joining me again tonight. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Chapter 7 when we go to the mall at Robinson. Thanks again for joining me tonight, guys, and I'll see you all tomorrow. And be sure to like, subscribe, turn on elevators. I'll do it for Jonathan since he's getting ready for bed. Bed too. But I'll see you guys later. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Chapter 7. Peace out.